Your lesson essential question is, how can we use compensation to subtract? So we are going to be subtracting again. As you know, when we subtract, we take a smaller number away from a bigger number to find the difference. The strategy we're using is called compensation. When we use compensation, we round one of the numbers to make the calculations easier. But then we have to make up for what we did with the other number. So we have to compensate. For example, if I had 38 minus 23, those are hard numbers to work with. But if I could make 38 into a 10, I know that that would be so much easier to calculate. So to make 38 a 10, I have to add 2 to make it 40. Well, to make it fair, if I'm giving 2 to this number, I also have to give it to this number. So 23 would become 25. And it just makes it easier because I'm working with a 10 now. And we know that 10s are easier to work with. So let's try it. I have 43 minus 18. I'm looking at these numbers and I think it's the easiest to make 18 into the next 10. So to make 18 the next 10, I have to add 2. 18 plus 2 is 20. Now with compensation, I have to make sure that I do whatever I do to this number, I do to this number, so that I still get the correct answer. So 43 becomes 45. So my new problem is 45 minus 20. And again, I'm doing this because working with 10s is just easier. Now 45, I need to take away 2 10s. So 45, I take away 1 10. Remember, our ones place will stay the same. So 4 10s, take away 1 10, that leaves 3 10s. Take away our second 10, that leaves 2 10s. So my answer is 25. Now because we used compensation, 25 is also the answer to 43 minus 18. Let me show you another way we can use compensation to subtract. Again, I know that if I add 2 to 18, I can make a 10. And like I said, 10s are just easier to work with, right? So 18 plus 2 is 20. This time I'm going to leave 43 how it is. So I've made a 10. Now I have 43 minus 20. All right, now we know the ones place will stay the same. Four 10s, we're taking away 2 10s. 4 minus 2 is 2. Now, because I gave 2 to this side of the equation, I have to do it to this side of the equation. So I've given 2 here. I need to give it here. $23, I have 3 1s. I'm adding 2 more 1s. I have 5 1s. 2 10s, I'm not adding any more 10s, so that stays 2 10s. I get the same answer that I did over here. I just used compensation in a different way. So 25 is the answer to 43 minus 18. Remember, when you're using compensation, you want to think about being fair to both numbers. And that's going to help you understand what you need to do. So as you're thinking about how to round the numbers and make them easier to work with, you want to make sure that you're being fair to both sides of the equation.